Only a crazy person gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would totally agree with that if I wasn't that crazy person getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. This video, I want to show you, I'll give you an idea of how a routine works, how you should set a routine, and how you keep that routine in place. That's what I want to have at the end of this video. If you do like this video, if you like the other videos that I have, please like, subscribe, check out my social media as well. Hope you're doing wonderful. Happy New Year. I think many of us as kids, adolescents, as we grow up through life, many times we do develop a complex about the way our body looks. It comes down to self-confidence. It comes down to how you feel about yourself. And that's the bottom line. With that said, I have always struggled with self-confidence, and at many points in time, I've always either felt body shame or felt these different feelings of not being good enough to have my shirt off at the beach. And quite frankly, there's very few people who are confident to have their shirt off the beach. But in many ways, it did also create my quest to get into the best shape that I can get into. I also want to make sure that people don't take this as a routine to get rid of body shame, because that's more of a mental thing. It's being who you are and happy in your skin. And some people are just okay with that, and other people struggle with it. And it's also very important to say that body image is a very important thing that people develop, and they have over time. Oftentimes, people do have body image issues. But getting into this here, as far as having a routine goes, it is imperative to have a routine if you want to be able to stick with something. And whether that is business or life in general, routine is very important. Since this is the new year, I know that many people will have New Year's resolutions. Even though I will not shout from the rooftops that I have a New Year's resolution, I will, however, have different goals in mind. That is one of the things that you want to do with a routine when you have a routine set. A routine doesn't really just drop out of the sky. A routine is developed over time. And my routine is continuously developing and changing. I am actually that crazy person that gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when I tell people that, they ask me,
"Are you serious? Do you ever sleep?"
My answer to them is, I probably sleep more than most people do. And the reason for that is I make sure that my routine sticks and stays with me so that I'm not super tired the next day. There are times that I have a hard time sleeping, but I'm still up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I make sure I stick to my routine. If I crash out in the middle of the day because I'm super tired, I have to take a nap for 20 minutes, then so be it. But I'm going to stick to my routine as much as I possibly can. Between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night, I'm in bed. I actually wake up at 3:19. That's the time that I actually get out of bed. From there, I check on the animals, do a couple things around the house, get a little bit of work done. The gym doesn't actually open until 5, so I walk my dog. I walk Peach until 5 o'clock. And by the time Peach and I are done, I then actually practice my Spanish for 15 minutes. By the time I practice my Spanish, the gym is usually open. That's the beginning of my routine in the morning. Now, one thing that's important is the fitness side of a routine. How do you best use the fitness side of a routine? It doesn't happen out of the sky. It's not just something that falls down and looks pretty and you just go for it. But you have to also tailor it to yourself. Let's say that you're not an early riser. There's no shame in that at all. Some people like to go to the gym in the evening, and I've actually been there myself. I've actually gone to the gym in the evening when I was younger. It worked into my schedule better. It made more sense. If that's the case, whether it's morning or whether it's evening, afternoon, whenever it is that works best for you, maybe you work the nights and get off at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and working out at 10 o'clock in the morning works best for you. God bless you. Whatever works the best works the best. But creating a routine, it's the old saying of putting the big rocks into the jar first. So putting the big rocks into the jar first, you have to work. So you can't not take care of your responsibilities. You have to fill the car with gas. You have to take care of the kids. You have to spend time with the loved ones that you have. And overall, you have to make sure that you're checking all of these boxes. So the work and the family, they're the big rocks, go into the jar first. The overall schedule is created around the big rocks. Now, as time goes on, your routine's going to change, and that's totally fine. I think people get caught up with a New Year's resolution that it has to be specific and has to be this way. That I don't believe in. I don't agree with that. I'm not huge on New Year's resolutions, but I do set goals for myself periodically. Those goals are always going to change, and they're always going to move back and forth. Sometimes they do move back. Maybe I missed a goal. Maybe I missed something that was written down. and I had to go back over it, whatever it might be. But those goals are always moving, one way or the other. That is a very important piece of it as well. So set out the goals. I have fallen out of my routine in the past, different things always happen, and I have come out of my routine and then worked back into my routine. Working back into my routine, I can tell you what I've done. I will start by walking early in the morning. Working out in the morning fits best to my lifestyle. So I'll start by walking early in the morning. I'll get up, if my typical time for that time period has been getting up at 6:30, I will dial it back to 5:30. And at first I'll get up at 5:30. Then I'll start by walking. And it could be a half mile, it could be a lap around the track, it could be just about anything. And from there, I will set small and tangible goals and small and tangible rewards for myself to actually get to where I want to be. And the way I do that is I will start to wake up early in the morning. Let's say that I start to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and go for a walk. I'll set these goals for myself. If it's a lap around the track, if it's a mile-long walk, if it's just walking the dog for a half mile, whatever it might be. So my first goal will be, I'm going to get a new leash for my dog. The next step to that is I have 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, whatever works best for you. I have now gotten up early in the morning at this set time, 5:30 currently what we're talking about. So 5:30, got up early in the morning, took my dog for a walk for half a mile for the last 2 weeks. With that 3/4 of a mile, my shoes have been worn out, or the leash is broken, whatever it might be. Now I'm going to get a new leash, get a new pair of shoes, whatever it is that gets me excited about the project for the next step. Now, once I hit that next mile, I need to start thinking about what I want to do. What are my fitness goals? Do I have a fitness goal that I want to lose weight? Do I want to feel healthier? I want to feel healthier. I want to feel confident in myself, and I want to feel good about how I look. I want to feel healthy, and I want to look healthy. It doesn't matter if you feel that you're overweight or you're underweight. What's important is to feel comfortable in your own skin. And again, these are fitness goals that we're talking about, so that's why I'm really hedging on this direction. So going for the walk. As I'm walking, what's my next goal? Is it to lose weight? If it's to lose weight, then I need to start thinking about how I'm eating. I'm always going to be there because I want to be healthy. I don't need to hire a dietitian right out of the gate. There's so many different ways that we can Google things now about our body, about what's healthy for us, about how it works and what makes the most sense. For a long time, I was very heavy into protein, and that protein included meat. I no longer eat meat, I eat fish, I'm a pescatarian. At first, when I became a vegetarian, I thought, oh great, I'm a vegetarian, I can eat whatever I want. That's not the case though. There's a lot of sugar, and it's also very difficult to get protein when you're a vegetarian. As a pescatarian, it's still difficult to get the right types of protein, but it's much easier because I do eat fish. So these are things that are important. If you do want to lose weight, it makes sense for you to research. Now I am heavy into protein again, but it's not with meat. It's with fish, and it's with vegetables and plant-based protein. So if you want to know about those different things, let me know. Vitamins, different topic, but I'm happy to talk about those things as well. Next step, gym. So what kind of gym should you go to? Or do you want to go to a gym? Maybe a gym's not right for you. Maybe you want to ride your bicycle. So the next step from walking is to ride a bicycle. You're just getting out and you're exercising at this point. Exercising and clearing your head in the morning or in the afternoon, whenever you do it, clearing your head is always a great way for you to feel healthy and feel good about what you're doing. So as you're going that next mile, from that mile, then you're going to go into the next step. And that could be riding the bike. I started off by walking, and then I went into riding the bike. So riding the bike was the next step for me, and then I realized that I want to get back into the gym. I was real heavy into the gym when I was younger. I started working out in the gym when I was 15 years old, maybe a little bit younger even. It was a great eye-opening experience for me. Right now, at this point, and for me specifically in my life, I want to be healthy. That's one thing that we all can agree on, is we'd rather be healthy than focus on how we look so much. I love to go to the gym. I love to be around other people who are working out as well. During the pandemic, I had a bike, and I used dyno bands. Didn't work out the greatest for me. I didn't love it nearly as much as I enjoyed going to the gym. But some people do have a gym at their house and spend $10,000 on a home gym, but I would say that to build it a little bit at a time if that's what you want to do. If you want an exercise bike, get an exercise bike. If you want weights, get a bench press and start with weights and build it from there. The gym is going to be the next step. What gym do I go to? Now, when you're looking at that nowadays, there are many different types of gyms. You can go to studios, and the studios are fantastic as well. They're more niche and they're more specific. Whatever works best for you. Again, we're talking about routine. And so inside the routine, what is my next step? So if I go to a gym, fit that gym in with the big rocks. So you have the big rocks of family, you have the big rocks of work. Make sure that you go consistently. I stay in my routine and I continue through my routine. That's the most important thing. If you've never been to a gym before, let your fingers do the walking, so to speak. Make some phone calls to the local gym. There's all sorts of different types of gyms out there that you can feel comfortable at. If you've never been to a gym before, most of them will give you a free trainer pass. That trainer will walk you around the gym and let you know about the different types of exercises and also walk you through the different machines. And if you really want to, you can also buy personal training sessions. I totally agree with personal training sessions. I think they're fantastic. When I did personal training and I trained my clients, I absolutely thought it was one of the best things ever, because as the personal trainer, I knew which machines to take them to next. I worked with all the machines. I knew which machine to take them to next. So personal training, 100%. If you've never been to a gym, I think it makes perfect sense. So with the routine, what do you do post-workout? I always want to have something that I'm interested in after the workout. I would actually suggest to get workout clothes. So you feel good about walking into the gym for the first time. A very important piece of the routine, have everything ready the night before or the day before. Whether you're going in the evening or in the morning, it doesn't matter. Do not come home from work and expect to pull everything out, put it on, and then go to the gym. It's the one thing that is going to get in between you and your routine. If you're a psychopath like me that gets up at 3 a.m. and goes to the gym, I have my gym clothes. I put them out every night before I go to bed. So that's part of my routine as well. And it's one less thing that you have to worry about or think about in the morning. When you're first going into the gym, get some new clothes. Get a new workout outfit. Get a new pair of shoes. The reason you're getting something for yourself is because you want to feel better about yourself walking in. You want to feel more comfortable. What's the next step after the workout? Every single morning I go and get coffee. So inside my routine, everything is very specific. And one of the biggest reasons for that is it helps me not to think about what I'm going to do next. That's one of the biggest and most important pieces about the routine. And as those big rocks grow, you're going to have other things that come in to the routine as well. There's always something different that you're doing, but if you have the routine set out, you're always going to be able to move forward. So that's a pretty simple way of how my routine works. If you have any questions about this or anything else, I'm always here and happy to help. Hope you have a wonderful day. Again, Happy New Year. Hope you stick with your resolutions, and I would love to hear resolutions as well. And also, if you want to hear about specific gyms and you have any specific questions or thoughts for different videos, please let me know. Talk to you soon. Thanks.